Alright, how's everybody doing? This is video 14 of my 98 Grand Cherokee 4.0 rebuild. Since the last video, which was about a week ago, got the oil pan installed with the gasket. It's got sealant top and bottom. The drain plug's got a new gasket on that as well. Cleaned up the pulley here, painted that up. Got all the rust off the crankshaft pulley bolt and the washer, then shot it with clear coat. I'm actually going to do that to the rest of the bolts that are along the top here that are a little rusty. People call me crazy for going as crazy as I do, but you know what? I'm already here, and I build custom machines for a living, and the machines that I build, it's all about appearance on top of the functionality. So I'm going to, make this thing look as good as it's going to perform. So all the rusty bolts one by one. It's real simple how I do it. I take them out and I place all of them into a piece of cardboard. So the threads are down below, then I sandblast them. And then after I get them out of the sandblaster, clean them up, and then just shoot it with clear coat. And they go from that to looking like that. So if you don't want to buy new bolts and you got access to a sandblaster, it's something that you can do. So the oil pan's on. I got my ignition coil bracket put on, and now you got to remember there's grounds that go right here. So what I did was I ground the plate itself to make sure that it's got a good ground to the motor, and the bolt as well, the stud that goes in. Not only has it got a good ground, because I ground everything down, but it's also got dielectric grease on this right now. And this one really didn't do anything before, but there was a stud there in its place. So I said, if I need another ground for whatever reason, I can access this one and use it as well. The ignition coil, I just put it on there for now. It's going to get replaced. It's going to get a new one. I don't trust it. And like I said, all these bolts are going to get sandblasted and then clear coated. Make them look like new. Yeah, and it's first time I've ever done this, but I painted the dipstick tube yellow. And it's because this engine's now black. And if I ever had to check the freaking oil at nighttime, you know how annoying that is. So I figured yellow, being that it's the color of the engine dipstick puller anyway. So I had to screw it, painted it yellow. That way I could see it at nighttime. Not only that, but it's nice because in the Jeep, my my light underneath the hood sits like right above it anyway, so can't miss it anyway. But it's just a little, whatever, grins and giggles. So got the hose put back on. Doesn't mean anything right now. Now the flex plate and all that stuff, that's going to be the last thing I do, because I can't obviously do it when it's attached to the motor stand right now. So that's just going to have to wait. And I have the tape on here, like I said, just to keep everything from getting into the ports there where I did all my work. So the motor itself is good to go. In the meantime, while I was, after I got done with this, I focused on the intake that had been sitting out for a while, and I told you guys about that in my other videos. So, as of tonight, I just finished it. The only thing I don't have in it is my fuel injectors. They're missing right now, and stupid me, I had the idle air control valve out and mishandled it and dropped it and broke it. So, yeah, I didn't really trust it anyway, so it's going to get replaced. And I'm also going to do a test on the sensor there. Gosh, I can't even think, I'm getting tired. But I took the throttle body completely apart. I mean, literally everything off, and cleaned up the throttle body. And then I actually took off where the idle air control valve goes. And if you're gonna do it, you gotta watch out. It's got a safety screw, so you can't use just regular
any Joe Schmo tool to get that out. You have to actually have a security bit set. So I popped those screws out. Now if you're going to do it, be careful because there's a real thin gasket back here. If you break it, you're either going to have to make one or you're going to have to go to the dealership more than likely to get one. And I don't even know if you can. You might have to order a whole assembly. But when I put it back together, my gasket was still good. But just to make sure it seals off because it's been used, I put a real thin layer of RTV sealant on both sides of it. And I'm going to let that dry overnight. So, but I cleaned out, there was actually a small bearing in here and over here. That's for the pivot of the throttle plate. That all got all greased up, but you can see down in here now. It's just absolutely clean. The mass airflow, cleaned that too. And then where all these go, I took them all out one by one, cleaned the threads, and then I taped them off. This flat surface here, so when I painted it, it stayed nice and shiny. And then after I got done painting it with black, I pulled it off, put these in, and then I shot it with clear coat, so it'll keep it from corroding, because aluminum does corrode. And on this one here, I just put a pipe plug in, and I ground down all this right here, so against the black you can still see it, you know. So, and then the ports, yeah, they came out pretty good. I had to scrub those with a wire brush. This is the one that actually didn't come out very well, but all the rest of them came out looking pretty good. So I'm just debating right now what I want to do with the fuel injectors, if I want to get new ones or clean up the old ones and put them back in. So it was running okay there, so I think I might just go ahead and clean up the injectors and put them back in. So, and then painted up the power steering bracket, and that's your idler pulley, and it's your tensioner as well. Gloss black with clear coat, and the AC bracket and the alternator. That was all corroded really bad, so cleaned that up, painted it as well. So it's been a lot of work on it so far, but like I said, in the end, people call me crazy, but it's gonna look good, and I want it to look as good as it performs because it's already out. Might as well do it and do it right. And this weekend I'm gonna get the new crankshaft pulley for it. Like I said, my old one was worn out, and then I was hoping to get this engine home this weekend, but plans have changed. I got other stuff going on, and so it's gonna have to wait another week. And I got some more parts to order. So all in all, right now I've put about 1,500 into it, 1,600. It's not bad. You know, now if I was to pay somebody to do this, you're looking at about $3,000 to anywhere up to $4,000 for all the work. Especially if you're gonna get as crazy as this. You know, if you're doing a show vehicle, you're gonna pay big bucks. So hopefully these videos are helping people out, giving people ideas on how to do things. If you guys have any questions, you know, shoot, I answer. So that's it. I'm gonna continue on with other small stuff, and you know, pretty soon the engine will be back in, and I'll make a video to that as well. So thanks for viewing, guys.